You know what? One of the biggest hurdles of people managing, well, self employed people managing an invisible disability is issues with their finances. A lot of them struggle with the issue of having regular income coming in. They don't have that comfort of a steady paycheck or salary, nor do they have the benefit that they can get from working for somebody 9 to 5. So, for example, paying into a pension straight away and even all the perks that you get, like sick, taking taking sick days and still being paid. As a self-employed person, and especially one managing a disability, that can be a huge problem. Today, in this show, I'm going to be sharing with you 5 strategies that you can use to start to manage your expenses as a self employed person. Thank you so much for joining me today. Put in the chat section where you are watching me from and tell me what one thing would you like to gain out of this, or what is your experience of managing your expenses. So, without further ado, let's get on. If we've not met before, if this is your first time of you meeting me, hi, my name is Gospel. Yes, Gospel Eduthilia, and I am a transformational holistic and transformational holistic wellness and business practitioner. And what that is I guide you to really manage your health and your wealth. So you get to start leading a healthier and wealthier lifestyle. The first thing that you need to do, the first strategy is for you to determine your income. What exactly is coming into your household? This is your personal household. We're not talking about your business yet. We're talking about you as an individual. Determine how much is coming into your household. So this can be income from, say, for example, you working 9 to 5, because I'm assuming you're still working 9 to 5 while still doing your self-employed work. How much is coming in? Or maybe you are just not working. How much are you getting in benefit? And if you are getting benefit, how much is coming in? You want to be able to know exactly how much is coming into your household. How much are you surviving on? Shall we say, or can you survive on? Know that the regular amount that is coming in. And ideally, calculate this ideally monthly. Okay. How much is coming in monthly? Okay. Then now the next thing is you want to calculate your expenses. When I'm talking about your expenses, I mean, I tend to group this into 3 things, but we'll just keep it general for now. Your expenses is what you're paying as. So the first one is your whole 4 walls, what is covering your rent or mortgage, how much are you paying for that, your food, your utility bill, your transportation. So whether you drive a car or you use the public transport, how much is that costing you every month? So that's the first category with that expense part. Then the second one is got to do with, your health. How much are you spending towards your health? Now, not many people talk about this because not many people really focus on people that are managing some form of health issues, some form of disability. I specialize with people with invisible disabilities. So, your health, how much is that costing you every month. Now, you might have said, okay, you're grouping this as part of maybe what is coming out of your benefits. Ideally, I don't want you to do that, but I want you to calculate the extra costs that you are spending on your health because you know, if you dig deep and look real deep, you'll find that you're spending extra money on your health. If you don't have a disability, you're still doing the same thing. You are spending money on those odd coughs, odd trip to the dentist, all those odd things that just creep up on one. You want to be able to categorize that. All right. So calculate how much those are costing you every month. So remember, the first category is in your four walls, and your four walls includes your shelter, your food, your utility bill, and your transportation gets into and fro. And then the second category is those additional costs to your health, right? And because of time, I'm not going to talk about the third one right now. Then let's look at now the third the third strategy. So the first strategy was determining your income. The second strategy was calculating your expenses. Okay. Now the third strategy is for you to now start tracking your expenses. Start tracking your expenses. And you can do this maybe through a Excel spreadsheet, or maybe you've got an app. You could do that. You could be tracking that. Now, how often do you track this? Most people ask me this question. Gospel, how often should I be tracking my expenses? As often as you feel comfortable doing. If you are in the early stage of your financial journey and really being diligent and intentional about where your money is going, you might want to do this daily to just look as a practice. In the pack that I give people that join my 6 week program, we have worksheets and workbook really, in which they get to track their expenses for the first 7 days, just to see the expenses really is the one that they spend money on. Once a week they go and then buy, I don't know, sweets, sandwiches, things like that they didn't think about. They track that. You get to track that for 7 days. And that helps you to start to know your patterns, to start to know what exactly you're doing with your money. You start to get much more conscious about how you're spending your money. Okay. So you track that. You can track daily, as I mentioned, or weekly, or some people, especially those that are much more conf- confident about their financial habit, they might say, okay, I'm going to be tracking my money monthly. It's not so much a good idea to say you're going to be tracking your expenses maybe quarterly or every 6 months. Well, I don't do that. So I don't normally recommend that. So it's either you do it daily when you are new to and being cautious about your money. You do that daily. The benefit of tracking your money, as I mentioned, was that you get to really know where your money is going. What are the things that you're spending your money on a day-to-day basis? And also you get to now figure out and see all those subscriptions that come as a surprise to you. Many people give themselves a pay rise when they start doing this, when they start tracking their money, when they start tracking their expenses, rather. They start to find money everywhere. They realize, oh my goodness, I've been paying for this subscription for the last 12 months and I don't even use it. Yeah, it happens. True story. That's the benefit of tracking your money. Now, let's move on to the fourth strategy. The first The fourth strategy is for you to save for emergency. I'm sure you've heard many people say save 3 to 6 months worth of your expenses for emergencies. That's good. That is actually the standard, the minimum really that you should do. One thing that I will encourage you to do is save more if you can. If you cannot, that's okay. And if you're managing an invisible disability, this might be a lot trickier for you because it might take a lot longer for you. Because number one, statistics does show that those managing some form of disability, they are paying more money, almost, well, over £500 more in expenses. So, and those that are managing some form of disability, they are also poorer. So basically, they are paying more money, but yet they don't even have that money to be paying. So the chances that you're in debt is a lot higher. And now it will take a long time for you to now come up with 3 to 6 months of emergency fund. I totally get it. It's not easy. But guess what? It is doable. You can save 3 months of your living expenses. And a pro tip is once you have saved up at least 3 months of your expenses as an emergency fund, a pro tip, and this is one that has really helped me, is for you to save and have another savings, emergency saving for your health. Yes, for your health. This is different money. Just put it in your head that it's a different money. It's not your emergency fund. It's your emergency fund. So basically, you have an emergency fund, yes, standard like everybody else, but you pay £500 more than everybody else. So you need to have a backup emergency fund. People that have implemented this have seen real improvement. They are not living that poverty, below the poverty line lifestyle anymore because they have that health emergency fund. Things can happen. You can just fall ill at any moment in time, right? Okay. And then when you fall ill and you don't have a job, especially if now your illness now, instead of lasting 2 weeks, it lasts 6 months or even a year. Okay. If that happens, all right, you're getting your benefits. Okay. You're getting benefits. Remember, you know how, if you get to universal credit, how they take their sweet time to bring the money, to send you the money. And then what do many of you do? You go and then get the arrears one, and then that digs you into debt. Having this emergency fund will stop all that nonsense. Stop all that nonsense right there. Because you have a disability doesn't mean that you have to be living below the poverty line. It doesn't have to mean that you're broke. It doesn't have to mean that you are struggling in life. I mean, you're already struggling, and then to now add financial struggle on top of that, no. There is a way out. And one of those strategies is to have a saving account, an emergency savings account. And then if you're going to go down, my pro tip is have a health care emergency savings. The fifth and final one is for you to now Um, I think that's the one I've done. The fifth one is for you to seek professional. Seek a professional that will help you. I know there are loads of charities out here that help people that are struggling with their debts, which is great and fabulous. Some of them have another ulterior motive. Some of them are really there to help you out. You can go to a debt advisor, a charity, a debt counselor. You can go to them, a debt coach, a budget coach, a financial coach, a money coach. You can use any of these people to help you, especially those that are providing a free service. One thing to remember that if a service is free, you are the product. Just remember that. Aim to use those services wisely and seek all the help that they can give you out of that. One of the things that really break my heart is some organization keep people poor and keep people in the poverty mindset. So rather than advising somebody to pay off maybe a £900 worth of debt as quickly as possible, like maybe in 6 months or 12 months, if we're going to go that far, they encourage them to keep it for 24 years, even some of them. 24 years. True story. Paying £1 every month. So there is no incentive, there is no oomph, there is no push to really get rid of debt. And so most people now think debt is okay and they stay in debt longer. You don't have to stay in debt longer. Your forefathers, they didn't like debt. Your forefathers saw debt as a bad thing. So why now is debt a good thing? Debt is a good thing because of laziness express. That's just it. Laziness. Because you can get out of debt psh, as quickly as possible. There are loads of crap in your house that you don't use and you don't need that you can sell. Yes, there are. And I know most people that suffer with invisible disability, some of the disability can be so draining that you don't have the energy to get up and do anything. With this type of food, there is a strategy that I use to help them with that because I work with you based on your life situation because I do a life plan with you. We come up with a life plan. What do you want your life to look like? How are you currently living your life? And we tailor something to suit you. When you are healthy, there are things that you can do while you're healthy and put in place so that when you now become poorly, you still have money coming in. We walk you through with how to now manage your workload because I know you guys, because that was me once upon a time. I know you. You will go all gazelle intense, hustle, hustle, hustle. I don't subscribe to hustle lifestyle. No, because I know the disadvantage that that does to me. When I was coming out of debt, I had 5 jobs, but guess what? I was spending like 2 months in hospital because I just got my whole body could not take it, and I'll end up in hospital. What's the point in that? So all the other jobs that I was, because some of the jobs that I was doing, I have to be there. to do the work. And if I'm not there, I don't get paid. So I was losing money for those ones. And the other ones that I was still building on, they weren't bringing me a lot of money. Apart from there was one that I did that was automated, that so I basically rented out stuff to somebody, and every month I was getting paid, right? So that was an income source. And other affiliate things that I need to be there to kind of, do things for and things with, I was not able to really do that as well. They were just bringing in trickles of money. And so now the ones that I have to be there physically, I couldn't be there physically to do it. So that's 2 months worth of money gone. What good is that? Now, when you space out your life, space out your activity, you find that your energy lasts a longer time and you don't have to end up in hospital. Those are the fifth strategies that I want you to install in your life to manage your expenses as a self employed person, especially if you have an invisible disability. So let's go through them again. So the first one is determine your income, how much is coming in, include your disabilities as well. Calculate your expenses. And I shared with you two categories that you can look at, calculate that, and then start to track your expenses. Then the fourth one was your emergency savings. Have an emergency savings. 3 months is a minimum. And then the pro tip I gave was to have a health emergency savings. Ideally, that one too, you can make it 3 months or 6 months as you wish, really. Then the final one that I shared with you was to seek out a professional. Everybody is broke. Most people are broke. Most of them. You don't have to be one of them. Because you have an invisible disability doesn't mean you have to be broke. There are loads of people with disabilities that are wealthy. Yes, wealthy with a big fat W. There are many people with an invisible disability that is chronic and life threatening that are wealthy. Because you have a disability doesn't mean you have to be broke. It does not. One tip that I thought I'd share with you, the final one, was to review your plan regularly. Review your plan regularly. And, you know, it doesn't take much for things to now go haywire, especially for you. So it's best to put a date in the calendar. You know how you were tracking your expenses, and I said you can track that daily. You put a date there, the day that the time you'll be tracking daily. But also review whatever plan you have in place regularly. If you've planned to get out of debt in 12 months, review how far you go, how far your journey has come. If you plan to save, look to see how much you've saved. What strategies are you doing to save that money? Look and see what you can do. I hope this has been helpful. Now, I'm going to be giving you access to a 30 days platform, money management platform that you can go and start to manage your money there. So you put in all your income source, you put in all your expenses, and you start to track. It's so easy to do. And I'm giving you access to it 30 days for free. You play around with it and see if you like it or not. Yes, you're going to need your card there, but no money is going to come out of your card at all until the 30 days is over. And if you love it so much, you can carry on with it and pay just a small fee monthly. It's worth it for you to get on track and be on track and start to manage your finances. Remember, just because you have a disability doesn't mean you have to live this poverty lifestyle. It doesn't. You deserve to lead a healthy and wealthy lifestyle. I'm Gospel Edward Filia and I'm your transformational coach. So I'm wishing you ongoing success. Remember, you're unique. There's only one you out here in the streets, and you need to show up. If you're there dwelling in so much pain and stressed about your income, how are you going to show up for that one person that needs to hear from you? Because what you say, how you say it, will click with them. You're the only person they are waiting to hear from, because how you say what you say would just be that spark. I'm like, I get it now. And guess what? They elevate their lifestyle. You feel better about yourself, and you've done something for somebody. So I want you to get up, go out there, and be your unique self. Until next time,